Hey Homeworthy, I'm Ella.
I'm Birch.
And welcome to our first home here in Rome, Georgia. Come on in.
Welcome to our newest Homeworthy series called Our First Home, where we meet young lovebirds who are building their first nest together.
Now we're the Taylors.
We're married.
These couples have both charming love stories and lovely homes.
It just feels great to be not only building a home, but building a life together.
So prepare to be swept off your feet by these incredible pairs and the places they call home. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. To shop items inspired by this and other Homeworthy episodes, be sure to check out the product links below for amazing furniture, accessories, and more.
My name is Ella Givens and I work in marketing.
My name is Burch Givens and I'm an appraiser.
Welcome to our first home. Birch and I have known each other for a little over 10 years. We met our freshman year of high school. We were just friends and then
Sophomore year.
started dating pretty much immediately after we turned 16 and been together ever since.
Our proposal was on the House of Dreams at Berry College.
Here in Rome.
And I don't think we did a great job of making it a surprise because you have to drive up about a 2-mile gravel road and there's only one thing at the top of it, and that's the House of Dreams. So I think from the time we pretty much got to Berry and got on the road, Ella
He had me blindfolded and we're going up this rocky road and he wouldn't tell me where we were. We got engaged in June of 2021 and knew that we wanted to get married around June 2022.
A year,
yes.
A year after.
So that gave us a year to renovate this house. So we were kind of on a tight timeline, really, given the amount of work we felt like we needed to do. So it was a lot, planning a wedding, and we had both started our first jobs at the time and we were straight out of college.
Yeah.
I loved the wedding planning process. My mom and I had so much fun. I knew I wanted a blue and white themed wedding, which I think is very, very popular now. And so we called it our ginger jar wedding. My mom and I, and Birch, you were helpful.
I think y'all bought about every ginger jar you came across that year.
In the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
And now it's fun because they're kind of sprinkled throughout our home and it's a sweet reminder of a really special day.
We're in Rome, Georgia. We're in a 1960s ranch style house. We're in an older neighborhood with a lot of houses like ours.
I love our neighborhood. We knew when we were looking at buying a home that the area was just as important as the house we found. And I'm just really proud of how everything has worked out. Welcome to our foyer. This is the main entrance of our home. When we first bought this house, there was wallpaper throughout the entire hallway. And it was kind of peeling in places, and so we quickly, tried to remove that, and only to find more wallpaper underneath it. So this was a labor of love. And originally I wanted to wallpaper the hallway in something different until I realized how much wallpaper cost. So instead, we DIY'd this molding all over the walls and took a lot of measuring and a lot of cutting, but I think it was totally worth it, and it added just enough to the hallway. I've got this great entry table from Target actually, and it was just fun to kind of put little trinkets on there. And then a lot of art pieces that you will find in our home I have done just because we're newlyweds on a budget. So that's been really fun to hang throughout our home. We both love art and original art, so we're kind of excited to add to our collection in the future. Now I'd love to show you our dining room. Follow me. So welcome to our dining room. We often refer to this as the front room just because it's a pretty large room in our home, and we felt like we could fit more than just a dining room table in here. Our house is on the smaller side, so we really tried to maximize the space that we have. And something that I've enjoyed doing for years is collecting plates. When we were in college, I would buy them and just store them in drawers. So when you have older walls that have a lot of imperfections on them from, patching holes and everything, this is a great way to cover those. And it was really affordable too. I probably paid, anywhere from $1 to $10 for most of these plates. So it's been fun to add to over the years. This is our dining room table. We got this from a thrift store for a really great price. It came with these chairs, and then we added 2 Ballard Design Parson chairs to the end. I've kind of gone back and forth on whether or not I would like to replace these or not to match, but for now I like them, and they're we just recovered the seats in velvet, so they're great for now. I really like to set the table. This has been really fun to switch out over the seasons. So right now I just have colorful, I think these are from Anthropology plates, and then I ended up just ordering these white scalloped plates off of Amazon. We have white dinner plates, but we eat off of those every day, so these were kind of nice to just have out. This is one of my favorite artists in Rome. She makes pottery, and her name is Cabell, and it's Cabell's Pottery in Rome, so you'll see a lot of that throughout our home. It's really fun to collect when she has her sales here, I think twice a year. Over here we have all of our ginger jars from our wedding. My mom and I had a lot of fun collecting these when, in the months leading up to our wedding. And it's really sweet to have them displayed on our shelves. Just every time we walk past them, we think about our wedding. And at our reception, we had all of these ginger jars filled with flowers on all of the tables. So these are only about half of them because after the wedding, my mom and I had to kind of sort through them to see who got to keep which ones. So she has the other half in her house, which is really fun. But I also have a lot of photos over here, just of family and friends. Actually, mostly family. A lot from our wedding, some from high school, just sweet little trinkets I like to display. I love when I walk into someone else's home and I can see photos of them and their family with their friends. I just think that that's really fun. So these are some of my favorite prints in our home. They're from a photographer named Ryan Smith, and he photographed kind of the 4 seasons of Rome. These were actually in my parents' house when I was growing up, and when they moved houses when I was in high school, they really never found another place for them, but my mom held on to them, and I just repainted the frames and hung them in here, and they're just really sweet. This is, they're kind of iconic landmarks of Rome. Probably my favorite is the ginkgo tree downtown. If you're a Roman, you know, kind of all go on ginkgo watch in the fall to see when all the leaves will fall at once, and it's really fun. These curtains are from Ballard Designs. If you're from or around Atlanta, there's a great Ballard Designs outlet there, I think in Marietta. So got these for a great price, and these are some of my favorite window treatments from Amazon. They're great. They just pull up and pull down, and they were a really affordable way for us to add window coverings. When we first bought the house, every window had a different set of blinds on them. I also ended up painting the windows too, so we kind of had to remove them anyways. But this is really one of the only rooms in our house that we painted a color. Usually I like to stick with neutrals and then add color with decorations, but we love this room and we love the molding that matches the walls.
So when we got here, I think it was yellow, and then we painted it this color, and we added the baseboards and the trim.
We did end up having to replace all of the floors.
Yeah.
When we bought the house, there was carpet in a lot of the rooms. This was not one of them, and so we suspected that there were hardwoods throughout the whole house. They ended up being throughout the whole house except for in the living room and the kitchen, which is one room, and it's the biggest room in the house. And it was also level with the hardwoods that were already in place. So we couldn't really add hardwoods in there without adding a step. So we tried refinishing them, and we were going to tile that room, even though that wasn't really my first choice. But there was kind of some water damage on the floors, so we ended up having to replace them anyways, and we replaced them with birch, which I just think is so funny.
This was the desk we had talked about that, we bought it at an estate sale, and, most college students don't really have a need for this type of thing, but we bought it and we had it for a couple of years before we moved in. It fit in here great, so that's what we ended up doing with it needing to fill this space with the dining room area. So
yeah, also this rug is from an estate sale that we got for a really good price. We were so excited about it, and it was such an exciting day when we finally got to roll the rug out. We actually bought this rug before we ever bought this house.
Yeah.
And it fits in this room perfectly.
Yeah, it's a really big rug, and it's great that it worked out for this area because it would kind of be hard in a lot of houses to find somewhere to put something like this. So.
This chair was actually my grandfather's chair, and I had it recovered for one of my rooms in college, which is just so funny to me that that's how I spent my money in college, was recovering furniture.
Yeah.
But I hung our diplomas above it from the University of Alabama, where we both went. So you'll see a lot of Alabama things sprinkled throughout our home. We knew, being straight out of college without a lot of money, that we would need to get
limited. We'd be rather limited.
We were limited. Yeah. It was hard. Thankfully, so we bought this in 2021?
Yeah.
March of 20?
I think it was May, yeah.
May 2021. And we had looked at it in February of that year. We had looked at a couple other houses from the outside, but never got far enough along in the process to do an indoor tour.
Yeah.
Most of the other ones were abandoned houses.
Yeah, we had looked at a house, and we're very glad we didn't end up buying it because it needed a lot more work than we originally realized. But we had heard about this house, and we came and looked at it, and it took us a little while, but we did finally, get it closed, and we were able to buy it. So that was really exciting to be able to have a house so soon out of college, and as we were getting ready to get married.
It's just really exciting to have a home that we feel brings so much joy and just a place to come home to at the end of the day. We also did probably 90% of the renovations on our own, and so we really had to be patient throughout this, which is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was so worth it, and I think that we've just put so much, sweat equity in this house that it just really feels like ours. I think, family was huge. My dad helped us a ton. He, and really everything, but especially in things that you can't see, like the duct work. He completely redid that, and that's a huge deal because that affects the air you breathe
Yeah.
every day. So just really, time-consuming projects that have really paid off, and
Yeah.
we're very fortunate.
Yeah.
We would love to show you our kitchen and living room. You can follow us this way. Welcome to our kitchen. So when we first bought this house, the kitchen and the living room were an open floor plan, which was the original design of our home, which for the 60s, I don't think that was very popular. If I had it my way, I would probably have a kitchen in its own room with tiled floor. So this was a little bit of a creative challenge for us. We knew that we wanted to remove the peninsula it kind of made a U-shaped kitchen. Originally, I think the refrigerator was right here. So definitely had to rewire, and we ended up having to move the gas line from way over there to right here. So there was a lot of changes in this kitchen, but it's so small that it ended up not being too crazy. We actually bought these cabinets from a building store here in Rome, but my dad helped us add the fronts to all of the drawers and some of the cabinets, and he helped us build built-in around our refrigerator to kind of make it look more in line with the rest of the kitchen. New countertops are really exciting. We actually added our own backsplash ourselves. So we lived here for probably a year before we added the backsplash. So again, patience, just, planning things in advance and kind of timing projects according to our budget. This is another Cabell's piece that I love to keep our kitchen utensils in. Some great charcuterie boards that we got off of our wedding registry. Those were really fun. Always got to have a Sweet Home Alabama spoon rest. And we keep a lot of our cookbooks out here. Some of them are in our dining room, but I like to put the more colorful ones in here just to add more color, because again, we went pretty neutral on the kitchen. These Roman shades I DIY'd again because Roman shades are really expensive, and so I found this hack on TikTok where you glue them to just plastic shades. So that's what we did, and they're functional, but I don't test them too often, just in case. I knew that we wanted a big farmhouse sink when we bought this house, so that was really exciting. This actually is where the original sink in the kitchen was, so that wasn't too bad. We've got a great coffee bar here. We love our coffee every morning. I'm usually the one that makes it. I'm definitely the early bird out of the two of us, but Birch always cleans up the coffee pot, which is nice. This is our refrigerator. We were really excited to purchase a new fridge. We love collecting magnets, so we have all of those displayed. And then my little brother, for about 5 Christmases now, his gift to me is a hot on the range cowboy calendar where he glues pictures of Birch's face to every month. So this is July. It seriously brings me so much joy. Like, that's what little brothers are for. Now I'd love to show you our living room. We'll start over here. This is our hutch. I got this actually from my parents. They let me take it here with me when I moved, which was really kind. I love a coffee table book. Again, a great way to add color. We got this art piece from an antique store. I have a lot of coffee table books and I love looking through them, but a lot of times you put them out and then you don't look through them again. So I sometimes will cut out pages and I'll frame them in our house. So that way you can see them more often, and it's a really affordable way to add color to your walls. Anywhere we can put a photo, we usually do. I love looking, that one's from our wedding, from our sparkler exit. And then we have a record player that I got Birch one Christmas. He definitely uses it more than I do, but it's a really fun thing to have in our home. Our fireplace, this is my makeshift frame TV. I tried to make it pretty for you, but when we first bought the house, there was a really tall mantle and you couldn't fit a TV over it. And there's not a whole lot of places in this room to put a TV. So I sold that on Facebook Marketplace, and my dad built this one out of leftover hardwood that we had in our home. So I love it because it matches our floors, and it's a sweet little sentimental piece. And of course we have our firstborn child on our mantle. There's Winnie, and we got this from an antique store in Fairhope, Alabama. We went there for a friend's wedding and traveled all the way back to Rome with a very fragile piece of decor in our trunk, so that was fun. This is a great chair, again from an antique store. I've really figured out that the more seating options you can have in a room, the better. We try to put chairs throughout our house that people can pull up and so they can sit in the room with us. Again, it's kind of a smaller space, but we like to have seating, so we just kind of put it all in here. This is our gallery wall. We just got these frames off of, I think, Amazon, and then I took them to Michael's and they cut the mats for me to be a lot smaller for photos, which I think just makes them look a little bit more upscale. These are great swivel chairs that we got from World Market. Love sitting in those. We have our coffee table, again with lots of coffee table books. These are one of my favorites. They're actually photo albums, but they look like coffee table books. So when our friends and family come over, we can open them and look through all of our photos. I'm trying to get a lot better about printing photos because I think it's so much more fun. You're so much more likely to look at photos when they're printed versus when they're on your phone. And that's something my mom has always been really good at, is she'll make photo books for us. I have a lot of them in the living room throughout because they're just so fun to look through. So highly recommend doing that. This is our couch with Winnie. She's our 1-year-old cockapoo, and we love her so much. She's being really good right now. I got a lot of these pillows off of Etsy and Home Goods, and then this was another good Facebook Marketplace find that we've just put a lot of little colorful items on, a good little family photo, and a picture with some of our really close friends in Tuscaloosa. The thing I'd love to show you in our living room is this hutch, again from an antique store here in Rome. And this added a lot of great storage to our smaller space, so a lot of our china and stored in here. But then also the shelves were really fun to decorate. So we have a lot of, just trinkets. I love a little trinket, and I probably need to stop buying them because I'm running out of room to put them, but they just make me happy. Lots of nods to Alabama, lots of elephants. This was actually our cake topper for our wedding, which was really sweet. This was a wedding favor at one of our friends' weddings. They had watercolors portraits of couples. I thought that was so cool. And I mean, we'll have that for forever. This is a photo of me with Birch on our high school graduation day. Really sweet. This fish we got on our honeymoon in Key West from Key West Pottery. We love that. And again, artwork is more affordable when you do it yourself. So we have that going. And then another chair that we can just pull up into the living room to add more seating for our friends and family. And if I could put a furbished pillow on every chair, I would. They're our favorites. I would say I definitely lead the design of this home, but Birch is just a really good sport and lets me really just put whatever I want.
Yeah, I mean, everything that I've ever been, kind of hesitant about, once I see it, I see that Ella has the vision to make it work. So at this point, I know that she has the vision, so I go along with it because it all seems to work out.
Anytime we travel, we always try to find either a piece of art or something that we can bring back to our home. I think my design style is very colorful, pretty eclectic. I like mixing old and new. Birch is always having to call Birch to pick up pieces of furniture for me sometimes. Usually on the weekends, that's what I like to do, and you never complain.
No, you just go pick up different items or different pieces of furniture that Ella's found. That is a lot of our weekends sometimes, or it was for a while there while we were, after we had first kind of finished working on the house, then it was kind of time to start filling it up with furniture and different things that we had to buy.
Even before we purchased the house, when we were just thinking that this might be our home, I started researching, design styles, and that's honestly how I found Homeworthy. And we got a ton of inspiration from videos online, also Pinterest. And it's just been really fun making it our own. And I think, you always hear if you love something, buy it, and you will make it work in your home. And that has really proven to be true. Now I would love to show you our laundry room. You can follow me this way. Welcome to our laundry room. This is one of my favorite rooms in our home. Originally, the laundry room ended about where I'm standing here, and this is really one of the only structural renovations we made. Originally, it had, the accordion style doors, and then there was a utility closet behind this that you could only access from the garage. So we knocked down that wall, closed up the garage entrance, and this created so much space for our pantry, as well as a larger laundry room where we have space to hang our clothes. And this also serves as Winnie's room. We've got a little dog crate in here for nighttime. Roman shade was one of my first DIYs, and I found this really fun wallpaper off of Wayfair. I just ordered a lot of it, and it took me a couple weeks just, applying it after work in the evenings. But I love the way this room turned out. I love blue and white, and so it's just a really fun room that I enjoy doing laundry in. So this was in my college apartment. I used it as my dresser and didn't really have a good space for it in this home. So we ended up putting it in here, which might not be that traditional for a laundry room, but great storage. It's a really fun place to kind of display photos and coffee table books and all of Birch's golf tees that I find in the dryer. This is a little place where I like to display pictures, and this was actually on our getaway car for our wedding, so I think it's so sweet. My mom made it for us. I also keep all of our holiday, seasonal decor at the top of our laundry room in those baskets, so those serve a great purpose too. All right, now I'd love to show you our guest bedroom. You can follow me this way. Welcome to our guest bedroom. If you were a guest, this is where you would stay with Winnie. My brother recently stayed here, and he informed me that there isn't a place in here for him to put his hat. So that's something that we're working on. But again, this is a headboard that I found at Restore. I got it for $40 when we were in college, and asked Birch if he would put that in a storage unit for me because I love it. Kept it pretty simple in here. A lot of my clothes are kept in these closets, older house, smaller closets, so really try to use what we have. I got these pillows from Anthropology maybe a year or so ago. I really love blues and greens mixed together. This room has been really fun to decorate, and we'll definitely add to it over the years. Again, great coffee table books in here. I love collecting yearbook, no matter the school. I just think they're fun to look through, especially, the older the better. Over here, my dad helped me DIY this wardrobe. So this has been a lifesaver for all of my clothes. These are IKEA cabinets that we added a built-in around, and they have really, really helped me keep all my clothes in here. All right, now let's go see our guest bathroom this way. So this is our guest bathroom. This is where I get ready every morning. We kind of had to gut it. We added new tile and a new vanity and just painted the walls. My dad helped rewire these sconces for us. I love these so much. We added this mirror and love a Wheezy towel. So we have those hanging here where more people can see them than just us. I wanted to put artwork in here that represented places that we've traveled to. I think that that's really interesting if you're a guest to kind of be able to see. We collect these whenever we travel, and the wall is growing. I'm not sure where I'm going to put new places, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. All right, now we'll show you Birch's office.
This is our other bedroom, and I also have my office set up in here because I work from home a couple days a week. So we've got this bed. We got it from the lady who had this house, and it's been here, I guess, its whole life. So
this is her childhood bed.
It's kind of interesting that it's still here. I've got a lot of books here. I'm kind of running out of space, but I tend to collect a lot of books and try to read them.
If you are a college girl dating a boy in a fraternity, this is what ends up happening with the formal cooler that you will paint. It will live in your house and be used as a filing cabinet. So like Birch said, this was the previous homeowner's childhood bed frame. I love this style of, it's like a spindle bed frame. I think it's so classic. And if I'm being honest, up until a couple weeks ago, it had pink bedding on it from my college apartment, but I knew we wanted to make this more manly for Birch's office since he does work out of here a good bit. So we kind of upgraded the duvet cover and added a cool pillow, as well as some fun artwork again that's been thrifted. This is a photo from Darlington where we went to high school and got married. It's from the 80s, but it's overlooking the lake, which is really sweet. And then just some other prints that we found at local antique stores. All right, now we'll take you to our primary bedroom and bathroom. Follow us. So welcome to our primary bedroom and bathroom. It's a pretty small room that we have crammed a king-size bed into, but comfort is just as important as appearance. So we love this room. It's really simple. I love our bedding from Ballard Designs, and just got this such a cute little Lily Wallace pillow from a store in downtown Rome. Poor Birch got the smaller ones of the nightstands, but our bathroom is kind of a small entryway, so again had to work with some design challenges in here. These prints I got from an estate sale here in Rome, and originally I wanted to put them in the hallway, but ended up putting them in here, and we love them. We just did rub and buff on the frames. I just think that these add a nice touch of character to our room. Over here we have our wedding invitation framed. This is just something really sweet that I like looking at every day. Over here I have another piece of art that I did for our bedroom recently to kind of tie in the green pillows. We really wanted to keep this bedroom simple. I think that it's really nice to have a relaxing space to lay your head at night.
I would say that home is just kind of, when you come here, you feel at peace. You know, it's you feel at home, I guess, but you feel like you don't have a lot of stress, and you feel like you can just stay there forever, I guess.
So I think home to me is just somewhere that's joyful and serene. I think home is really where you begin and end a majority of your days, and I think, you know, especially to be with your best friend just makes it really sweet. And you know, we've had so much fun, just the two of us and Winnie, our puppy, you know, trying new recipes and just hanging out on the couch. It's just really nice to be able to relax here and feel at peace.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.